200 participants in this session, which is very amazing to see. I love that. There are so many people, so many numbers. I really like that. First and foremost, I want quickly, all of you quickly give me a hi. I want to see how many people are actually active and how many people are just here. So I just want to, just a quick hi, just drop an hi in the chat box. Hello, hi, Shreya, Josri, Adya, Shivam, Kartavya. Okay, lots of responses. I love that. I love an engaging audience. We will be engaging. We will be talking. I want a lot of questions. I want a lot of doubts because, you know, if we are taking the time, we might as well learn something. Both of us, you and I both. So let's go and see what all questions and queries our listeners have today. So on that note, Pratyaksha, I would want you to conduct the session in this particular manner. I'm just going to instruct you a little bit on that. That I like an interactive session. So I'm going to request you to kindly be interactive during the session. Just ask me questions that are coming in the audience, and you can have a chat with me as well. I'll just give a brief introduction and then we can work on that particular format. All right. Great. Thanks. Right. Many raised hands. Hello, everyone. As Pratyaksha rightly introduced, I'm Rashmi Shukla. One correction, I have done my BBA LLB from National University, Odisha. I'm a postgraduate of law. Academia has been my passion since the day I graduated law school. And on the pursuance of that, I have been an assistant professor for 2 years, after which I came on to LEDX, which is an innovative step towards legal learning. So that is what I am doing right now. And yes, mentorship is something which is my personal favorite thing to do. And I like to think that I'm good at it. I will be taking your feedbacks at the end of the session, so I'll know a truer picture then. So let's start with the session today that we have. That is CV building, your cover letter, your CV, your resume. How does it play a role? How can you build the perfect resume to get that job that you want? All of these questions, it does not matter if you are in your first year, if you are in your fifth year, if you have already graduated in the year 2017 like me, and you are still, if ever you are looking to get a job, you will still be stuck with the question, okay, how do I make my resume? Updating a resume, making a resume is something, it is a daunting task for everyone. Because there are so many formats out there. There are so many, there is too much knowledge on that front. So what exactly is the perfect knowledge is the question that comes to every single student's mind. The first and foremost thing that you need to understand when you are a law student, and I'm assuming every single one of you is a law student. When you're a law student, you have to keep in mind, first and foremost, what is it that you are aiming to do? So for example, is it a litigation career that you want to make? Because then a CV kind of becomes redundant for you because you will be doing your own practice. Or do you want to go for a litigation law firm? You want to send your resume in a litigation law firm like Luthra and Luthra, right? Or you want to be a corporate lawyer. You want to go for a commercial law firm. Or you want to become a company counsel. Or you want to become an academician like myself. There are so many different options. So the first and foremost question, or the first and foremost step in understanding what is to be done in your CV is understanding for which particular profile you are creating the CV, right? That is the first and foremost step, the most obvious step, right? Unless and until you have perfect clarity on which field you want to get into, unless and until you have perfect clarity on which profession you want to get into, you will not be able to make an impressive resume for yourself. Just give me 1 second, guys. Right. I'm so sorry. I got a text. I'm really sorry about that. Right. So the first and foremost step, as I was saying, is understanding exactly what is it that you want to do. Now that is going to take a whole lot of one-on-one interaction with every single one of you for me to understand which exactly is the perfect career that you want to get into. But we all are familiar and aware about the general career options that are there in the legal profession. As I mentioned, few of them, there are litigation law firms, there are corporate law firms, there are there are different LPOs, there are different kind of organizations like banking organizations or companies that have legal counsel teams. So all these different areas are there. Now we need to understand for each area, right? There is a separate skill set that is required. There is a separate technical knowledge that is required. There is a separate base knowledge that is required. All of these things are required for every singular job opportunity. What we need to understand is, first of all, which law opportunity you are looking to have. Okay, I'm seeing some of the messages in the chat box. All the people who are not from a legal background, I am going to humbly tell you that you may not be learning a lot in this session, because this is a session specifically for law students. So all the people who are not from a legal background, I might suggest you to be excused from the session, because this is a session only for law students. How to get your certificate? First focus on the knowledge, Usman, then focus on the certificate. That should be the focus, right? Moving forward, guys, once we understand which career we want to get into, first and foremost question that should be in your mind is, where do I end up seeing myself? Where do I want to see myself? So I'll take Pratyaksha's help a little bit in this. Pratyaksha, you're a final year law student, as you rightly said. Which career do you want to pursue? What is your plan, career option?
Currently, I am into academics, as you know, but
Okay.
My future plan will be going for masters in the next, after the year I graduate. This is the current plan that I have. Prior to that, I was confused between corporate and litigation, but now it's sorted.
All right. So currently your plan is to pursue a master's degree. Do you want to pursue your master's from India or from outside of India?
From outside India.
All right. Perfect. So Pratyaksha is one example. I'll take someone else from the audience. Somebody raise your hand. Whoever wants to get an idea about their particular choice of career. Anyone? Law firm people, litigation people, anyone raise your hand? Right. So I have 8 to 9 people who have raised your hand. Aditya.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So Aditya, what do you want to do? Which year are you in, Aditya?
Ma'am, I'm in a second year in NUSRL Ranchi.
Okay, Ranchi, nice.
Yeah. And ma'am, I want to be a litigator, ma'am. My plan for now is to be in a litigation.
In litigation, do you want to become a practicing advocate, like as an individual, or you want to be part of a chamber?
Ma'am, I want to be part of chamber because I'm a first generational lawyer. So I think being a part of a chamber would be nice for me. Because independently establishing oneself in initial years, I heard from my seniors is very tough. So for starting, I want to be the part of some good chamber of.
Okay, perfect. First of all, very sensible thought process, Aditya. Thank you so much. You can mute yourself now. Yeah, thank you so much, Aditya. So first of all, Aditya is a very smart person, because he said something that I'm a first generation lawyer. I would want to go for a chambers first. Brilliant answer, because if you are a first generation lawyer and you immediately go for your independent practice, you're not making any money for at least the first 2 to 3 years. Being in a chamber gives you that particular opportunity. But let's see both Pratyaksha and Aditya now. Pratyaksha is a person who wants to go for an academic career. Aditya is a person who wants to go for litigation, right? Now, how do these two people learn which is the format of resume, or what are the applications that they need to understand, for getting the career of their choice? For example, Pratyaksha, on this particular note, will need to first know how to write a perfect statement of purpose. Because if she is going for an LLM, in every foreign LLM, you are required to submit a statement of purpose, right? And every single one of us would want to go to the top of the universities like Harvard or Oxford or Yale or Princeton, or any of those, right? The first and foremost step would be to learn how to write a statement of purpose. A statement of purpose is basically a write-up. It's like an article. It's like a short essay that you write introducing yourself to the people who will be shortlisting your applications, right? So the first and foremost step for Pratyaksha would be to have a statement of purpose. But what many people do not know about this thing, when you are wanting to build your career in this particular manner, there are certain specific things that you need to be aware about. For example, it is always better to have some kind of a, you can say, philanthropic background in your resume if you want to apply for a foreign LLM. Because in foreign countries, they have a lot of regard for people who are active in the community. So say you want to go for a foreign LLM, and say you have a 6 months of working with Greenpeace. It is going to reflect very well in your resume. Say you want to go for a foreign LLM and you do a 1-year clerkship under a Supreme Court judge. It is going to look very impressive. So these are few specific pointers that not many people are aware about. That yes, having a prior working background or having a prior philanthropic background can assist you in a lot of ways when it comes to a foreign LLM. Similarly, if I talk about Aditya wants to become a part of a legal chamber wherein he wants to practice the law as an advocate and he wants to join a chamber. Now, when we are talking about joining a chamber, the first and foremost step is, okay, guys, I'm going to be very frank with you because this is a mentorship session. Okay, this is not a class. I'm going to be a senior to you here. All lawyers, every lawyer that you are going to intern with is going to think of you as an idiot. It's a fact. The sooner you accept it, the happier you are going to be in your life. Okay. Every single person that you intern with, every single person that you apply to for a job is going to think of you as an idiot. They will think that you know nothing about law, and 90% probability they are right. Because frankly speaking, law is such a vast endeavor. It is impossible for any single person while they are graduating law school. Law school, we are covering 60 law subjects in 5 years, right? A total of 60 subjects. How much do we learn? If I ask you about civil procedure code, you know nothing about it. Basically, you know the very basics which you needed to clear your examination. So basically, you have no knowledge whatsoever. When we compare in the longer run or the bigger picture, you have no knowledge whatsoever. So how do you convince a recruiter that, okay, you know what, I'm still an asset for you. I may not have the knowledge that you do. I may not have the experience that you do, but I am still an asset for you. How do you convince the recruiter for that? So what Aditya will have to do is work on his skills. There are 2 types of skills. There are hard skills, there are soft skills. Hard skills for a lawyer are things like legal research or legal drafting or legal writing. These are the hard skills for a lawyer. Soft skills, how well can you communicate? How well are you familiar with different kind of drafting softwares like Microsoft Word or all kind of computer applications? How good you are with them? These are soft skills. So these are the 2 things that are going to play a part in Adit's resume. Because again, like I said, the lawyer is not going to consider his knowledge at all. His knowledge is not going to be a factor in that situation. Now, I hope that gives you an understanding of what we are discussing over here. Guys, give me quick responses. Some understanding, some clarity. Aditya, I hope I have given you some clarity on what you need to be doing if you want to go for your career. Okay, great. I see responses. That's amazing. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your responses. Now, just give me 1 second, guys. Right. All right. Adya has written that she wants me to talk about corporate law also. I was going to go into corporate law and specific laws once we were done with the general understanding, but okay, we can do this as well. Some participants are raising their hands. Guys, just give me some time. Just let me green. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Guys, just give me a couple of minutes. Let me just give you the introduction and then we will move on to the specifics of it. All right. Dakshita, that's a very brilliant question. I'll get back to you on that as well. Now, understand, guys, when we are talking about a resume, the first and foremost thing that you should be focused upon or you should be knowing is exactly what is it that the recruiter is looking for. You have to put yourself in the shoes of the recruiter and then think as to how to draft your resume, right? That is the step as to how we initiate this particular thing. I am going to need one volunteer who wants to have a career in corporate law. Anyone who wants to go for a law firm like Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas, Cyril Amarchand, Nishit Desai, Jyoti Sagar Associate, anyone? Raise your hand, please. All right, I'm just going to pick one of you. Saksham Tiwari, can you please unmute yourself? Okay, I'm not getting a response from Saksham. So I'm going to unable to unmute. Okay.
Good evening, ma'am.
All right, Saksham. Yes. Saksham, which law firm do you want to join?
Ma'am, first of all, I'm a first year law, law student pursuing my bachelor's degree. So I'm a bit confused, but one thing made me influential, like I have a background of Bachelor of Commerce. So I think the better choice for me would be join a corporate law firm. So I'm looking for the same, like is the same, I'm choosing the right one, or is there any other option that can be better for me?
All right. First of all, I'm very happy I picked you, Saksham. I'm really happy about that. Second of all, as much as I would want to guide you right now, this is not a personal mentorship session. The rest of my listeners are going to be a little bored if I start counseling you, but you guys can sign up for a personal mentorship program with LEDx. But let's talk about what Saksham is saying over here. Thank you so much for volunteering, Saksham. You may mute yourself and we'll get to what I wanted to discuss. Saksham over here is a first year law student. Okay. He thinks it's a great idea for him to join a law firm because he has a background in commerce. Okay. In clear terms, again, I'm going to be frank and friendly with you people over here. Saksham is kind of clueless right now because obviously Saksham is a first year student. Saksham, with all my due regards for you, I'm saying this thing. Why do I say that he's a little bit clueless? Because right now he has no idea what is it that the recruiter is looking for. Having a commerce background has nothing to do with building a career in corporate law. Nothing. There is no connection whatsoever. I'm from a corporate background. I'm from commerce. I did BBA, LLB, and I still didn't go for a corporate law firm even though I had a PPO. So it has nothing to do if you have a background in commerce or not. It makes no difference on your qualification as a lawyer. Now, it's not just Saksham. Majority of the law students are clueless about this thing because they have no idea what is it that the recruiter is looking for. But Saksham, you are in a very good place and in very good company right now because in your first year, you're attending this session. What you need to understand, Saksham, is get a very clear picture about what is it that law firms are looking for and whether you want to be a part of it or not. Just because a law firm, most of the people, I mean, at least myself, I wanted to get into a law firm in my first and second year because I was fascinated with suits. Harvey was my favorite. So I wanted to get into a law firm, right? Because of that. Actually, no, Harvey was never my favorite. It was Jessica Pearson. But still. So the idea is that you need to first understand the industry that you are aiming for. When we talk about a law firm seeks, there are different different segments and teams in a law firm. There is a litigation. In every single law firm, there are 2 segments, guys. Dispute resolution, 2 segments. Litigation as well as arbitration. Many of the people don't understand this thing, that even when we say a corporate law firm, even a corporate law firm has a litigation team. Not many people know this thing. They think corporate is something which is something out of the world. They are just going and negotiating mergers and doing all these fancy things, and there is no courtroom working in corporate law. That is absolutely untrue. Corporate law more or less is about sitting on the desk, drafting contracts, doing proofreading, doing legal research. That's what corporate law is about. What you see in movies or TV series or whatever you imagine in your mind, that is not at all the true picture. So the first thing that you should be doing as a law student is understanding as to what are the different realities of every single career option. Only then can you decide which career you want to go for. Now that we have discussed all of this, how do we understand, right? How do we understand that which particular source we should be approaching for getting this particular knowledge, right? I would obviously boast about myself and say that, for example, edX has a very vast mentorship program, a specific mentorship program for law students, wherein we guide you for which career option you should be going for. We guide you, as you can see in your in the chat box as well right now, a link has been shared with you, wherein you can sign up for this mentorship program, which will be guiding you as to what all career options are available to you, which one suits you the best, what all steps you need to take to build yourself in this career option. So I'll give you an example of this. जैसे कि मैंने Saksham से जब पूछा था, right? Now Saksham is a first year student. When you want to go for a law firm, आपका recruiter ऐसे कौन से factors हैं that they look into before they want to hire you? There are 5 to 6 factors that they look into. First is obviously your academic performance. What is your CGPA? What is your GPA? What is your performance? What is your class rank? That's the first thing that they are going to look into. The second thing that they look into is your internship experiences. What kind of internships have you done? What is the duration of those internships? Now, in this pandemic period, there were some very intelligent students who have gone ahead and done like 7 or 8 internships in 1 year. 7-8 internship एक साल में कर ली उन लोगों ने. Now, guys, frankly speaking, there is no productive outcome of this, because what it actually shows is that you are spending like a month on every internship, wherein you are not exactly going to learn anything. Nobody learns any substantial thing within a month. You only get comfortable within a month, right? So understanding that, okay, doing substantial internships is important. If you are doing one internship in one place for 6 months, that is more impressive than doing 6 internships in 6 months. So these are the kind of things that you need to be familiar about. Secondly, internships, if we move away from internships. Third portion would be your co-curricular activities. When I say co-curricular, I mean moot courts, research paper publications, conferences, ADR competitions, debate competitions. MUN are not law competitions, they are general competitions, but fine, we can count MUN as well. Any other such activities that is happening in relation to the field of law. Now, once again, guys, there are different kind of moot court competitions. I'm from Bhopal, so Barkatullah University also conducts a moot court competition, and there is also JESUP. Both are moot court competitions, but the value and impact of both the moot court competitions are vastly different, right? Because of the stature, because of the area of law, because of the kind of impact of that moot court competition in the industry. Similarly, say if I talk about publications, even in publications, it matters in which journal are you publishing yourself. There is Harvard Law Journal as well, and then there are many journals which take 1,000 rupees or 1,500 rupees and publishes your article, but they are not even recognized by UGC. the value of both the journals differ in a very vast manner, right? So third category, your co-curricular activities. Fourth category, your extracurricular activities, correct? What kind of extra endeavors are you doing, right? Fifth portion is your skills and your responsibilities. What kind of extra working you have done. So position of responsibilities, jaise bola jata hai, a section in your resume, a position of responsibilities. Were you active in any committees during your college years? Have you participated? Have you been a convener, a co-convener? Have you done any such thing? Or at the same point of time, understanding what kind of skills you have. Have you done some kind of additional computer courses, or have you done any other such kind of skill enhancement courses? Now, I saw one question a while back that if knowledge is not that much of a factor, what is the usage of certificate courses that we do? I'll answer that question because I think it's a very important question, right? The answer of that question is, the whole objective of doing a certificate course, doing an internship, doing a competition is creating a specialization in your resume. Now, I want a quick me too from every single person who relates with this particular statement. So till my 4th year of college, I had no idea what I wanted to do in my life. No idea whatsoever. Okay. My idea was very simple: do everything. So I did one internship in an NGO. I did one internship in CCI. Then I did one internship in National Green Tribunal. I did one internship in Luthra. I did one internship in Surana. Then I did one internship in Indian Society of International Law. By that time, I got into the zone, okay, you know what, I want to be into academics. That was my 4th year, guys. 4th year, okay. In addition to that, all the activities that I was doing in college. So my first publication was in my 1st year, and I did it in the area of environmental law. I have no idea why I did that, okay. Then my second publication was in the area of contracts law. Then my third publication was on refugee law. I have no idea why, okay. Like, I still do not understand what was I thinking, okay. Then let's come down to the moot court competitions I did. My first moot was on constitutional law, okay. My second moot was on corporate plus taxation. My third moot was again on corporate and taxation. My fourth moot was on international trade law. 4 of the moots, मतलब इनमें से 3 moot का आपस में, they have no correlation whatsoever. Is this something that every single one of you can relate to? Are you doing the same thing in your resume? I want to know. Yes, no. Quickly, guys, I need responses. Yes. Chetna has sent a very big yes here. Nice. See, the reason why most of us, all the people who are saying, no, I'm genuinely proud of you. Keep it up. For all the people who are saying, yes, the mere mortals like me, it is a very easy mistake that every single one of us makes, because we are not trained in our school education or even in our law school preparation, or even when we enter the law school. Nobody is telling us exactly what is to be done. Nobody is telling us that, okay, you know what, if you do these kind of varied internship, you are not going to have a good resume in your hand. Nobody is telling us these things, right? How do we understand these things? This is where a true mentorship program helps you, right? In your resume, the reason your certificate courses are important. Now, let's say I'm a person and I'm very clear about this thing, that, okay, I want to build a career in arbitration law. Okay, I want to build a career in arbitration law. I'm very clear about this. I'm in my 4th year. I have done, up until this point of time, I have done 3 internships. 2 of those internships were with Jyoti Sagar Associate. One of those internship was with Nishit Desai Associate. In both the internship, I have worked in the dispute resolution team of both the firms, and I have worked in arbitration. I have done arbitration, the research, drafting, all of the things I have done in that particular thing. In addition to that, when I'm in law school, I know that, okay, I want to do well in arbitration law. So when in my 4th year I'm being taught arbitration law, I make sure that I score an outstanding grade in that subject. In addition to that, I have done 3 moot court competitions until now, and I have made sure that 2 of them are in international commercial arbitration. In addition to that, I have made 2 publications which are in arbitration. In addition to that, I have also done a certificate course which is specifically on arbitration law. I have done 3 specific courses which are on arbitration. Which one of the 2 people? Now, one was the person who was doing all of these mixed things, and one is a person who has made his resume in this particular manner. Which of the 2 people will have a better chance at being recruited in the job of their choice? Second person. I don't think any single one of you is going to dispute this one particular answer. The second person is going to have 100% chance of getting the job of his choice. Reason being, his resume is structured in that way. That is the thing that you need to understand, guys. Format, how our CV should be built. We will be sharing a lot of templates and sample with you. Don't worry about that. But this is the core of what you need to first understand. What are the skills? What are the specialization that should be reflected in your resume? This is what makes the most impact. Guys, I'm going to take a quick break of 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. I'm coming back. I do not want you guys to leave. And there will be few polls on your screen just now. So you can respond to the same. It will be considered in your evaluation as well. So please respond to the same. I will be back in 2 minutes.
As we have a set of questions here, it would be great if you start answering and attempting all of them. Please keep it for the end so that ma'am could address it at once. There is only a minute left for the poll to be closed. I would sincerely request each and everyone to fill the answers ASAP. Guys, we're ending the poll. I hope everyone has finished answering it. Guys, I expect everyone is still there on the screen. We have other poll on our screen, I suppose we have another poll. Guys, quickly finish the second poll as well. This is a part of the evaluation in this session. This poll is for a very limited time, not like the one we had before. So make it fast, quickly, guys. Before ma'am comes from her break, we need to finish the polls.
All right.
Guys, we are ending the second poll as well. Welcome back, ma'am.
Thank you. So before I went on that very tiny break, we had finished what I wanted to impress upon you people in this particular session as to what is the clarity that you need in your mind. What is it that our law school is not preparing us for? And what is it that we need to be, very clear about when we are in our legal education period? So moving forward, Pratiksha, I would want to now take the questions and then we will be talking about the templates and everything else.
Ma'am, first of all, I have few of the questions that I feel the law students might also relate to.
Sure.
Then, like you were discussing, in my first year as well, I was much influenced by the corporate life culture. So there are a few questions that I had during my initial years of law school. One being, it was the difference between a CV and a resume.
All right.
I would really like you to, ma'am, your turn.
No, that's completely okay. The only difference between a CV and a resume, there is no such major difference between the two things. They serve the same purpose. It's only with regard to the longevity of the document. So for example, when you are being asked to present your CV to any recruiter, they are asking for an extended version. A resume is a much concise version. So for example, if you have ever applied for any high level law firm, they always put a word limit that or a page limit that please make sure that your CV is within 2 pages. Right? So that is the only difference that is there between a CV and a resume, that one is more expanded in nature, one is more concise in nature. That's the only difference between a CV and a resume. There is no other difference between the two things.
Ma'am, one more major question. Like, we've always asked to submit 2-page resumes.
Yes.
So how does that impact when a law firm HR or a recruiter is actually seeing our CV? Like, what else to be put in the first part and what to include and what to not include? Because I have also done a lot in my law school, but I don't know what is more important that must be included in our CV.
Right. Pratiksha, on this note, I would share a small presentation. Um,
In the meanwhile, ma'am is here with the presentation. We have the third poll. So guys, attention, please see at your screen. Guys, choose the options real quick because ma'am is here with her presentation. Guys, we're about to end our polls. If someone has missed in the current time, can do it in AS.
Pratiksha, can we move on to the PPT?
Yes, ma'am. You're just ending the poll.
Sure. All right. Is everyone able to see the presentation that is on your screen? Is it visible to everyone? Just quickly let me know. Pratiksha, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to quickly move on to the most relevant part of what Pratiksha was talking about, right? What portions to include in your resume? What are the things that you have to keep in your resume? Nowadays, there is a system called ATS, right? ATS is basically an automated system. Earlier, it used to happen that an HR would create a particular job position and then get the applications and then go through all the applications and all the cover letters and then, you know, pick out few people from that. Now, what happens, most of the companies, especially the ones that are, you know, working on a higher level, what they do, they implement something called as the ATS, right? In that particular system, all they do is implement something called as the keywords. So what they do is in every particular job, there is a particular need that they have. These needs can be understood by the keywords. So for example, you are applying, say, for an arbitration firm or a job opening for becoming an arbitration lawyer, right? What are the words that will play a role in that? Conflict resolution, client management, legal research, legal counsel. These are the kind of words that will play a role. These are the keywords that you need to know. So for every single job opening that you have, whenever you are drafting your resume or your CV, as I said, resume is a shorter version, like a one-page summary of your entire profile. CV, on the other hand, is an extended version. So say you are drafting a resume. What you need to do is put up such keywords that are going to be picked by this system, because now it is no longer based on an individual who is going through your resume. Now it is AI based, it is technology based, which makes it harder as well as easier. Because in AI, you have to feed certain information, and on the basis of that information, you will be picked. You need to understand what is the information that your recruiter is putting in. So when we are talking about a legal job, we have shared, you will be getting this presentation, don't worry about it. You have these kind of terminologies or words that are usually to be used in your resume. Similarly, if we talk about keywords and skills, what kind of skills should be reflected in your resume. So as Pratiksha rightly asked, ma'am, what are the areas or what are the headings that should be there in my resume? So generally, when we talk about, how a resume should look like, there are set formats for the same, right? So firstly, there is a small summary. First, on the top of your resume, you put your name, you put your basic information, your contact number, your email address, all the basic information that you have. Then you come down on a short summary about yourself as to who you are, or some people put it up as an objective. What is it that you are looking to do, right? You put a small summary, like no more than 5 to 6 lines. After that, you come on your educational qualifications. What are your educational qualifications? What have you done so far? Then you come on your work experience, which usually includes your internship experiences, or if you are applying, if you're a person who has already graduated, like someone like me, I will be including my previous work experience, right? After that, then there comes a part where I will be writing down my extra co-curricular achievements, moot court competitions, debate, publications. I will be putting that. After that, there will come a particular point where I will be writing my skills and qualifications. What additional skills do I have? And after that, one of the last portions that you have is the reference section. Don't worry, guys, I will be sharing a template of a proper resume with you. Not just one, multiple resumes, you will be getting the proper template. But for your understanding, I'm telling you the major heads right now. So once you know all of these major heads are the ones that needs to be there in your resume. The ATS is going to look if you have all these portions covered in your resume or not. If you don't, you will immediately be rejected. Does not matter how good the content in your resume is. If you do not fulfill the technical or the parameters that are there in the system, you will immediately be chucked out. Second is what do you include in the content? Herein these keywords play a role. So for example, what kind of skills you should be putting down? Legal advice, legal research, legal writing, file management, negotiation, drafting. These are the kind of things which are your hard skills as a lawyer. What are your soft skills as a lawyer? As I said, public speaking, you are good at counseling people, or you are good at negotiating with people, you are good at mediating things, or you are you are a good writer. These are the kind of soft skills that you can have. You are good with computer applications. These are the kind of soft skills you have. What other skills can you have? You know very well how to run tools like Manupatra and SCC Online. You have a very good command over them. Then again, you are an asset for the company. Now, these are keywords. What about the content that you are writing in your resume? So many people write. I mean, I happen to be in a position where I get to recruit a lot of people now. And there are so many people who write so many random things in the resume that as a recruiter, I look at the resume and I immediately reject it. I don't even read the content because the structure in itself is so bizarre. What do you actually have to put in? You have to write specific things. Ek bada simple concept hai. Okay, I'm going to talk in a little ground level reality with you people now. I hope you appreciate that. Basically, recruiters are the people, they have a need, they have a requirement of a resource. Okay? You are nothing more than a resource. It's not about how amazing of a human being you are, how friendly you are, how intelligent you are. It has nothing to do with that. You are a product in the market. How do you sell yourself is the point. How do you sell yourself to the person who is buying? How do you sell anything in the market? That is the question you should be asking. You sell anything in the market by understanding the need of the consumer. Your recruiter in this position is the consumer. He or she is the person whose need you have to keep in mind. So when you are writing your resume, if you know that you are applying for, say, a position of a legal content writer, right? What is the first thing that you should know about the need of the consumer? You need to know that this person is looking for someone who knows how to write. So what you will be doing? I have assisted on writing these many research papers, or I have made these many publications during my law school, or I have taken this kind of a training on legal writing, or I have done this kind of a certificate course on legal writing. These are the kind of things that should be there in your resume. Once you understand the very basic and the core thing is understanding the need of the consumer. I will come on a very interesting topic once I am finished with this PPT. Where do you actually put these buzzwords? Now, some people are very smart, or I can say very stupid. What they do is they put things like area of interest, और उसमें बोलूँगा ऐसे words लिख देते हैं, legal research, legal drafting, negotiation, and mediation. इस तरीके से they write it at the top of the resume. It doesn't work that way, guys. You need to put these buzzwords in the body of the content. Only then it is going to look effective to the recruiter. Because otherwise it is just looking like that you just put in a bunch of words that has nothing to do with who you are on paper. It has to look into the work that you have done. So you have to talk about, okay, I assisted in the preparation of these many case briefs during my internship with this law firm, and thereby I familiarized myself with how to prepare case summaries or case file management and other things. If you put it in this manner, only then it is going to make an impact. There are few resources that I have shared. These are few websites that I want you guys to visit after this session. Once you receive this PPT, I want you to visit these websites where you will be getting templates and free tools to create your resume, your cover letter, all of these things. You will be receiving this particular PPT right after this session ends, so don't worry about that. Now, as I was saying, guys, once we understand all of this, I said one thing during the monologue that I was giving just now, that I will be talking about something very important. That something very important is knowing how to sell yourself. When I say how to sell yourself, it means how to understand yourself as a personal brand. Now, this is one of my most favorite topics in the world, but I'm not going to be able to cover it in this particular workshop. You can attend it in the next workshop that we will be doing. But this is the understanding that you need to have, right? Now, as I was discussing about, one second, guys. Right. So we were talking about ATS technology. That is something that all of you need to be aware about. ATS, or what we also know as applicant tracking systems. They are software application. They scan your resumes, and what they do when they are scanning your resume, they pick out certain kind of areas, certain kind of keywords that has to be included. They also look at the formatting of the document, whether it is properly formatted, whether you have used the right template, whether you have used the right keywords. All of this is seen and assessed by the ATS, right? It is, like I said, instead of an HR and a human being sitting and seeing these things, it is now a technology which does these things, which is why it is very important for you people to know what kind of templates are available to you, what kind of body you should be writing, what kind of heads you should be covering, what are the keywords that you should be using, and how do you actually draft it in a way that is useful for you. At this point of time, does anyone has any question? Can a CV be in tabular form? No, a CV should not be in a tabular form. A CV is usually a very properly formatted document wherein you have sections. You create it in sections. You put lines and borders and different sections, and that's how you create it. Hello, ma'am, you please take my CV as an example, share your remarks. Should we be a part of NGO? Nikita, that completely depends upon the kind of prospective career you want to have. Vaibhav, I would love to do that, but like I said, that's something which is very individual to every person. You can sign up for our internship program, and I'm so sorry, internship, for our mentorship program, and in that we can do this for you. Can a CV with a 6 CGPA but with good skills and effective internship make up for academics? Absolutely, Shekhar. Your CGPA is just,
I think, ma'am, just
your CGPA is just one factor. It is not the only factor, right? If you have a, say you have a 6 CGPA, right? But you have like extremely good co-curricular achievements. You have done extremely good internships. You have done specific publications. You have done great certification courses in the area of law that you want to have a job in. Then definitely it does not matter if you have a 6 CGPA, you will still get the job you want. How to sign up for mentorship? What's the cost? Nikita, you may see on the screen, on the chat box, a link has been shared with you. You can sign up on that link. Should we include free online certification in our CV? We could add them. How can they be weighted? Frankly speaking, the weightage of free online certification is not that high, because so for example, this workshop that you are taking, it is a useful workshop, no doubts, but to your recruiter, it is going to have little value. This is for your skill enhancement. This is for your own knowledge, your own skill addition, right? But at the end of the day, when we are talking about, a resume which has to be recruited, it needs to have a weightage that is, a paid course that has some kind of an industry recognition. That is what you should be going for. Would you please share a proper CV sample? Yes, Champa Pal, you will be receiving your CV sample, no problem. You will be receiving it in your email once this workshop is over. Ma'am, what subjects of law and skills does a corporate lawyer needs to focus on? Adya, corporate law in itself is a very vast area of law. Corporate law means you can be in the mergers and acquisition team. You could be in the arbitration team. You could be in competition law team. You could be in securities law team. Corporate law is a very vast area of law in itself. So first, what you need to understand is what is the specific area of corporate law that you want to go into. Once you recognize that, only then can you start building your resume accordingly. If I talk about skills, doing moot court competitions, which reflects your oratory skills, publishing research paper, which talks about your research skills, writing skills, is a good idea. Having basic skills of legal research, legal writing, and legal drafting is a must for every student. We have paid in free. Okay, what other questions are there? Mentorship is free or paid? Okay, Vishwa, our mentorship program is, there are 2 levels to our to the LEDx mentorship program. First level, that is a beginner's level, is free of cost, and the advanced level is paid. In the beginners program, you do not get access to our to a bunch of activities that we have. The link that is shared with you in our chat box will give you an idea about that. But we have both kind of facilities for the students, free as well as paid. How to start writing a resume or CV? Like, we can start with our name and then with our qualification of schools. Yashika, as I said, you will be receiving a sample of resume with you. In that, you will find every single thing that you need to know. Don't worry about it. I'm not sharing a sample on the screen because I have already explained to you the sections. You will be getting a sample in your inbox. You can go through that sample. If you find any complication in following those samples, you can always reach out to the LEDx mentors. Don't worry about that. Ma'am, do CS course add weightage for corporate lawyers? Absolutely, Sampita. CS or company secretary includes knowledge of some very specific legal subjects, and it definitely adds a lot of weightage to your resume for pursuing a career in corporate law. What are the major MNCs or companies recruit fresh corporate lawyers? That's a very wide question, Sanjay, because major MNCs, you can include anything that is there. You can talk about McDonald's, to Apple, to Google, to Yahoo, to Tata, to Reliance. All of these are major MNCs, and every single company has a legal department. There is no company which does not have a legal department. After that, madam, if you are the recruiter, what are the qualities or main points that the recruiter would consider? All right, it completely depends, Nazneen, as to which position am I hiring a person for. So say I want to hire a person in my team and the head of academics and content creation. I want to hire a person in my team My requirement would be that the person should have a very good command over legal research, a very good command over legal writings. They should have creativity. They should have out of the box thinking. Those will be my, preferences. So it completely depends on the recruiter that you're talking about. Ma'am, I wanted to clear the judiciary exam, and for the interview, how to make the CV. What type of internship should be done regarding the same? Rashi, to be very honest, if you are preparing for judiciary, internships do not really play a role in that. Judiciary examinations, you clear your prelim examination, then you sit for the mains, then you go for an interview. It completely depends on the examination that you are qualifying. So your internships has very little impact on that. But yes, going for internships like judicial clerkships, many of the judges take interns with them, can help you because you will get a first-hand experience of how a judge works. Secondly, having internships where you learn how to do legal research and writing will help you, because in your judiciary examinations, one of the major portion that is there is writing essay questions. So that can be helpful for you. Ma'am, I have just begun my journey in IPR law. I've just entered the third year. What should I focus on, and is it a late start? Not at all, Akansha. What you should be focusing on is doing some good research paper publications, going for probably moot court competitions that are there specifically in IPR laws. Anand and Anand law firm it sponsors a very amazing moot court competition in IPR law. Maybe you can go for that. You can also, you have to make sure that you are scoring really well in your IPR subject in law school. You should also go for some good certification courses that can give you specialized knowledge. So for example, if I give an example, LEDx offers a very amazing certificate program in patent law, in trademark law, in patent filing. So if you take courses like that, it will give you specific niche in your resume in IPR law. What are the main elements in CV if anyone is planning to go for internship in SEBI? If you want to go for a banking institute like SEBI, I'm so sorry. If you want to go for a securities institute like SEBI, then you have to have a very good command over the securities law. Security Exchange Board of India works entirely on the securities law of the country. So you need to have a very clear idea about that. You need to have an understanding about some of the banking regulations as well. That is the basic knowledge that will be expected if you want to go for an internship in SEBI. How to apply in companies or be part of a legal department of the company, or maybe as an in-house counsel. You have to send your resume. That's the only way to go forward. If you have some connections, that works well for you. But the basic thing to do is apply for smaller companies first. Go for the local companies in your city. For example, say you have an office of Vodafone in your local town. You go to that, and every company is going to have some or the other format of a legal team. It can be one person, but they will have a legal person in the team. So you go to them and you tell them, okay, you know what, I want to intern. They will tell you things like there is not much to do because the main work usually happens in the main headquarters. But try doing these internships, because once you start doing them, you are already creating a base, and then you can go for the higher level of internship. Do we need to add hobbies in CV? Absolutely not. Believe me, no recruiter cares about if you like to play basketball or you want to do swimming or you are interested in swimming. Nobody is interested in that. Please do not add that section. It is completely redundant. Ma'am, does CS LLB look good? Yes, I've already answered this question. It looks extremely good. What was taken as priority in CV? Either CGPA or percentage. CGPA or percentage. But both are the same things. Both reflect your academic performance. So that question, maybe I'm understanding it in a wrong way, but please clarify the question. Yes, Khushi, some of the law firms do have this rule. Unfortunately, it's very sad, but yes, some of the law firms do have this. So for example, Amarchand Mangaldas, especially Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas and Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas, they do not even go into the lower tier NLUs. They go in the top tier NLUs like NLSIU Bangalore, Nalsar Hyderabad, NUJS Kolkata, GNLU Gandhinagar, and they also go in Nirma University because they have a Gujarati background. So some of the law firms have these preferences. Similarly, law firms like you can talk about Jyoti Sagar Associates, they also have these kind of elite recruitment policies. But there are always ways to work around that. You can always apply on your individual level in the law firms by building a strong resume, and you can always have the opportunity of getting an assessment internship or a PPO. Just because you are not in a national law university does not mean that you cannot go in a top law firm. Let's have that clarity. Yes, Yashika, for the beginners program, you have to register as a mentee. There are a lot of people in our team who work as our student mentors. We have a pool of mentors, and they all take the sessions with us. Some of the sessions will be taken by me. There is Dr. Gitanjali Chandra. She will be taking few sessions with you people. There are many people in our team who will be taking your sessions. There will be industry experts as well, people who are working in the legal industry who will also be taking your sessions. Ma'am, could you please tell us what is the scope in cyber law field? Bache, I wish I could take this particular question, but I can't. That is too vast a question. It will take too much time. And like I said, it's a specific question which can be taken if you sign up as a mentee. How should one answer a question when asked about the years we can commit to a firm and organization? That's a very good question, Priyanshi. If in an interview you are being asked for the number of years you can commit, the better way to go forward is to give at least a period of 2 to 3 years, right? Because if you are just joining, say, never give them the impression, okay, I'm just, sticking with you until I find the next best opportunity, right? The smarter way to answer this question, or the diplomatic way to answer this question, is that, sir, I believe that it is not possible, or it is not smart to decide something like this when you are joining the organization, right? It completely depends on my growth in the organization. What growth do I have, and to the extent where I am learning in the organization. The question of whether I leave the organization or not completely depends on my scope of growth as an employee. So if I'm growing with the organization, I do not see any reason for me to leave just because it has been certain years. So I do not work on the basis of the number of years. I would want to work on the basis of how much growth can I have. Saying something like this, first of all, you completely avoided the question. Second of all, you let them know that, okay, till that point of time that you are giving me the opportunity to grow, I'm there in the organization. Third of all, it makes you sound smart. So, ma'am, how can you please share the list of publications which can add value to our CV for the post of litigator? Aditya, that's a very, very, very wide thing that you have asked me for, because there are, I'm pretty sure there are close to thousands of publications within this country itself, right? And for the post of litigator, now even in litigation, Aditya, there are things like civil litigation, there is commercial litigation, there is criminal litigation, there is constitutional litigation. As I said, Aditya, you need to first be very specific about what you want to do before you start considering any such questions. First, look within, start understanding yourself. If for computer science students, please let me know in LinkedIn. No, LegX is an organization which is specifically for law students. We do not conduct any session for any other field. No, you do not need to attach your certificate or your picture on the CV. That's not a requirement. What we need to mention in our cover letter, your cover letter is basically a summary. It's a very precise and concise version. You do not write about your qualification or your, skills or anything that is already mentioned in your resume, because it is already mentioned in your resume. Your cover letter is supposed to give a more personal understanding to the recruiter as to who you are. That's what your cover letter is all about. So in your cover letter, you basically state your intention, your purpose. Why are you applying to this job? Why should they hire you? Why district courts don't give importance during internship? Anjali, they don't do it deliberately. They usually have a lot of work to do, beta. And basically they are doing a favor on you by keeping you as an intern. So they are not doing it deliberately. You just have to find the right people. There are some people who give a lot of, effort and, I completely lost the train of my thoughts. Anyway, they give a lot of knowledge to their interns. So you just need to find the right people. Participation certificates are not exactly that effective in the CV. Yes, you can do UPSC after LLB. What was again? Can you please share what all moot court competitions have higher value? Dakshita, you should visit something called as Legally India. Visit their website. They used to conduct something called as Mooting Premier League. It used to happen till the year 2017. Okay, you go there, you will find rating of every single moot court competition in the world. I'm fourth year student of law. I've done just one internship in NGO. What is me to work upon these 2 remaining years? Pradeep, I would sincerely suggest you to first sign up for the mentorship program, because what you are asking for is a very personalized guidance that I can only provide you if you are a mentee, because I can give general advices here. There are many other questions. Okay, thank you so much for that explanation, William. But the thing that I said, your CGPA and percentage are the same thing when it comes to the recruiter. I did not mean the mathematical calculation of both the things. I meant that to the recruiter, it's one and the same thing. It's one and the same thing because it reflects your academic performance to them. We can add our internship experience working in an NGO or any social foundation. Absolutely, Ashika, you can do that. But it completely depends on what kind of job you are looking for. If you are applying for a corporate law firm, they don't care about your NGO experience. Is LLB along with MBA relevant? Absolutely. LLB and MBA is the next big thing. I genuinely believe that lawyers turning into management professionals, going into business, going into corporate commercial positions is a very lucrative career option. Ma'am, can you recommend good taxation law firm? One of the best taxation law firm is Lakshmi Kumaran and Sridharan. They are one of the top law firms when it comes to taxation. Yashika, I would request you to sign up for the mentorship program, because again, this is too specific. How many word limit is required to build a good CV? There is no word limit, there is page limit. And as I said, CV is an extended version, resume is a concise version. Resume is usually restricted to 1 to 2 pages. Yes, Toshi, it is always good to send your resume in advance, especially when you are applying for internships. You should apply at least 3 months prior to the internships. Best corporate law firms. There are too many law firms, but yes, my personal favorite, Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas, Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, AZB, Trilegal, JSA, Jyoti Sagar Associates, HSA, Hemant Sahai Associates. Then there are many more. But yeah, these are the top ones for me. Nishit Desai, definitely. Do CV really matter if we opt for government jobs like UPSC or judiciary state PSCs? Not really. No. Because they are examination based. Future demand arbitration or corporate law or intellectual property rights. Every single one of them is a future demand, Sanjay. Arbitration is a future demand, so is corporate, so is intellectual property. They all 3 have a different prospect, but all 3 have prospects in the future. Corporate or litigation or arbitration or IPR or criminal field, arbitration has a lot of scope in the coming times, to be very honest, because arbitration or alternative dispute resolution practices is going to be the next big thing. So it definitely has a lot of scope for you people. I just shared the certificate on LinkedIn as post, and you have just actively that is smart way to with the certificates in CV. Yes, Vaibhav, it's a smart way to do that. Definitely, it's a smart way to do that. Ma'am, can you please tell some scope in foreign language with BA LLB? Anjali, I'm not sure that I understand your question. How will a second-year law student know what field of law is she interested in? Very good question. They cannot exactly know which field of law they are interested in, but they can absolutely know which field of law they will be suitable for. So for example, a person like me, who is more interested in theoretical subjects. Even in law school, my favorite subjects were always constitutional law, jurisprudence, interpretation of statutes, things like that. I was never a student who was interested in procedural laws or commercial laws. That is why for me, it was easy to understand that I would be more interested in something which is academic in nature or research based in nature. So you need to understand yourself. No, there is no such similarity between both the fields. They are extremely different. Good firm for arbitration. One of the best firms, again, Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, one of the best firms for arbitration. And Dheer & Dheer Associates, again, very good law firm for arbitration. JSA has a very strong arbitration team. And yes, there are there are many other law firms as well. All right, guys, on this note, we have already extended the session for 19 minutes already. It was supposed to be a 1-hour session. On this note, Pratiksha, is there anything else that you have for me? All the people who have any other questions, you may kindly sign up for the mentorship program. We'll just show you a short brief of our mentorship program. Can we kindly?
Yeah. Sorry for interrupting, but we have just a last poll left for the.
Yes, please, Pratiksha. Guys, kindly answer the poll right away. We will really appreciate this in return of all the great interaction that we have had today. I would really appreciate this, guys.
Because you missed Khaitan and Trilegal, people are asking about it.
Oh, guys, I absolutely love Trilegal and Khaitan. Don't worry. Trilegal is the only firm which gives 10,000 rupees stipend to their interns in law firms. Trilegal gives the highest stipend. I love them. Trilegal is a brilliant law firm. Khaitan, again, one of the best law firms in the country. I just skipped the names, but they are brilliant law firms. No doubts about that. It was absolutely my pleasure, Priyanshi. Thank you. Thank you so much, Adya. Guys, the objective of this session, as you can see, it was not about legal knowledge. It was not about anything. It was completely about guiding you people and, helping you out in understanding how to build your career better. We endeavor, LEDx in itself, we conduct many such sessions. I would love for you people to join us in all of these sessions and become part of our student community as well by joining our mentorship program. Thank you so much, Samprita. I seriously appreciate that a lot. Any law firm in Bhopal? Yes, Samyak, I can suggest you a few law firms in Bhopal. There is Banthia Law Associates. There is, I'm forgetting their name. Shit. I completely forgot their name. There is this Pine Law Associates. Yes, that's a very good law firm. Especially in corporate, that's one of the only law firms in Bhopal, which is working very well in arbitration or alternative dispute resolution. Pine Law Associates. Then there is Banthia. There is this another one. I'm forgetting the name. Ekdam se it's not clicking to me, but yeah, go for Pine Law Associates. It's very amazing. You will be receiving a feedback form in your WhatsApp groups. You have to fill that feedback form, only then you will be receiving the certificate. Guys, whoever does not fill the feedback form will not get the certificate. Manish, you can visit the website. Bache, I'm sorry, I'm missing out your question. Trilegal or any other law firm is a boutique law firm. They are boutique law firms. They have many teams. They have arbitration. They have mergers and acquisition. They do not work in any one particular area. I am not aware about Bihar per se. I have never indulged in that area. Any law firm in Lucknow? Yes, there are many law firms in Lucknow. You will receive the feedback form in your WhatsApp groups. Can we share the feedback form link in the chat box right now as well? I'm really sorry, Karishma. There are too many questions in the chat box. If I missed your questions, you can always sign up for our mentorship program. I will be happy to have a one-on-one discussion with you.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt, but we are just ending our poll. Guys, the poll has been ended.
All right. Thank you so much, Pratyaksha. I have not been added in WhatsApp group. That's too bad. Can we please share the link of the feedback form here? Pratyaksha, please make sure that the link of the feedback form is in the chat box. Thank you so much, Sanjana. I'm really glad that I could be of help and guidance to you. All of you, every single one of you, I am requesting every single one of you to sign up for our student community, to sign up for our mentorship program, so that you can get such sessions again and again with us. Additionally, guys, till the time you are receiving your link, yes, it is being shared, guys, just have some patience. I'm very happy to have helped you out. Guys, one thing that I need you to know, when you are signing up with LEDx, you will be getting access to a lot of such kind of sessions. We have many certificate programs, many certification courses that we conduct. As you can see, the link of our mentorship program is already shared. Please sign up for the same. Yashi, I request you to kindly also share the feedback form with the students in the chat box. Please share link to the feedback form. All right, guys, as you can see, you have already received the link to the feedback form. You can just click on it, fill it, give your genuine feedbacks. We are really looking forward to that. And you can sign up for a mentorship program as well. Once you fill the feedback form, you will be receiving the certificate. Without the feedback form, you will not be given a certificate because we have no other way of ensuring that you were present in the session or not. So kindly fill the feedback form and give your genuine feedback to us. I hope you can do that much for us. Is there anything else? Because on that note, I will be taking your leave. Thank you so much for being such an interactive audience. I had a lot of fun with you guys. If I skipped anyone's questions and queries, I sincerely apologize for the same. You can sign up for our mentorship program, and I assure you, you will be getting one-on-one guidance from LEDx in this particular manner only. On that note, Pratyaksha, over to you. We can conclude the session.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out so much of time. And personally, my so many queries are also solved. And we're just about to share a few important things related to mentorship program. So people who could just wait for 2 minutes. Ma'am, LEDx is coming with amazing mentorship program for law students. It is divided into two different parts. One is completely free and one has a very minimal charge that needs to be added. For the beginners program that I personally feel everyone should join in, is for around 3 months, where you will be taught how to build a resume placement support, which includes group discussions, personal interviews, training sessions, and there are so many amazing deliverables that would include the training sessions of industry experts, free mentorships, access to free workshops and boot camps, and access to discount vouchers, and a lot of special offers which will be given by LEDx. Also, to the ones asking in the chat box, is that what is the amount to be paid for mentorship? The basic mentorship is completely free. The beginners mentorship program is absolutely free for all the law students, and the advanced cost, it is only for 999, Neeraj. We are also coming with an advanced class for the people who are like very much interested in the corporate law firms and internships like that. We are coming with an advanced class on ADR. So there's this video which you guys will be seeing on your screen right now. Except I completely expect that you guys had an amazing session today. Obviously, mediation, arbitration has been an area of law which can be digged into always. And when we are talking about ADR specifically, one thing that I personally feel is an area which can be considered as a brief line for all the law students always. ADR cell is present in almost every sector, every part of the corporates or litigation firms. So here we are at our new course on Advanced Certificate on Alternate Dispute Resolution, which is a 20 hours BCI mandated course. It's not just a course. Trust me, it's more amazing than the Domino's and McDonald's meal combos, as it has much more to offer in a single course. Can you believe we have almost like 250 landmark judgments in the last 10 years related to ADR? We have internships, mentorship sessions included in the combination. Not just these, but we have free study material, legal drafts, and we have a terminology handbook as well as created specifically for you. Along with this course, you have an internship assessment test, which would help you to get the certificate with big collaborations added to the certificate. So this is something you can definitely not miss. Go and find the link in your chat box and hurry and register for both the advanced course and the mentorship program. I once again appreciate all the people who are here in the session and stayed us with the end of the session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. And please remember to fill the feedback form in the chat box.